Alright people, it's Tony here with another Tony Tell 'em. I know I was late on this one. I'm actually still in the process of playing the game that I'm going to do this Tony Tell 'em for. It's a little game called Crysis 2. It's developed by Crytek, being published by EA. It's actually one hell of a game. I wasn't really a big fan of the first one, but I'm a huge fan of the second one. The first one seemed like it didn't really, when I played it, it didn't really have a purpose or a meaning or even like a good direction right from the jump. It made me feel like I'm not really playing a game that's got a good story. I was playing a game that was primarily built to push a PC to its limits. Now with Crysis 2, I put it in, I started playing it, immediately was thrown into this crazy ass loop. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And the story was actually pretty good. It's slow at first. I mean, it's kind of hard to get used to playing it on a console. And, it was weird for me because I wasn't used to Crysis because it's got a unique feel. It's got a unique look, a unique control set. But once you really get used to using the abilities and getting everything set, and, figuring out how to equip all your weapons and use everything, the game is actually really fun. Now when I first started out, I started out multiplayer, because that's usually what I do with games. I play multiplayer first and then I do the campaign. First thing I noticed about the multiplayer was that while it was extremely fun, some of the hit detection was off. The grenades, I've noticed, are laggy as I don't know what. Like the other night I was playing, I went to go throw a grenade. I saw the grenade motion, like I saw the actual grenade itself fly and go up on top of a balcony, but it blew up right in front of me. So the grenades are poorly done. Some of the hit detection's pretty poor. If you look at the kill cam after you get killed, when it does that cool bullet spin screen, you'll see that the bullet doesn't actually hit you, but it hit like an area right next to you. So I mean, that's a couple of the flaws, but those are really the only flaws in the game. So far, my single player experience has been seamless, which is really, I have never really seen that in a game. And by seamless, I mean everything that you do the mission before gets carried over. So like, like in, say, like a Call of Duty game, you're playing and you have, a really awesome gun, and you pick up this gun, you're like, yeah, this is going to be the gun that I'm going to use throughout the whole campaign. This is like the best thing I could possibly have. You beat a mission just to find out that when you start your next mission, they give you another set of weapons that you're really not comfortable with or used to using. Which, for me, was really irritating, but I always accepted it because I've never played a game that let me keep the weapon that I picked up the mission before. Now in Crysis 2, what's awesome is the weapons in the single player all have, special attachments and special roles. Like I always have my Spec Ops scar equipped at all times. I never really put that down. I think I've had that ever since mission 5, and I think I'm on mission 7 now. For the whole first half of the game until I got to that particular gun, I had the Scarab, I had the Silent Scarab. Because honestly, this game, it's a piece of cake if you cloak, and if you're really stealthy by using silent weapons. This game is a cakewalk. There's only a couple parts that I really had problems with, and that was only because I couldn't figure out where to go. Because the game isn't always clear where it tells you to go. You have the TAC Ops, and what's awesome about the TAC Ops is it gives you different options on where to go. It gives you different paths to go based on how you want to handle the mission. So you can either, like, there's certain missions where it'll give you like 3 or 4 options. It'll give you an infiltrate, it'll give you a flank, and it'll give you an avoid. Now this one pretty well, no, the avoid is fine. Or it gave me a grenade. I'm gonna use I don't know what the mission was called. We have to sneak into a compound and steal a vehicle. Now pretty much I bring up the TAC Ops screen and it showed flank. Now what flank would have been was there was this middle aisle. Pretty much I had a couple enemies in it. Now where the flank objective led me was to the side of that aisle where I can shoot inside of it, so I can flank all of those enemies and basically just go through that way while taking out enemies and doing stealth kills, which is awesome and stuff like that. It also gave me another option for infiltrate, which basically was go underground into like a sewer type area and then come up right in front of the objective that I have to pass. Or another option that I could do was a gaming grenade, which was basically to walk up. There's this tower. It's got a heavy gunner in it. Walk up, chuck a grenade in there, kill that guy. They all rush to his aid, and then I can do the flank one and just go around. So I mean, there's a lot of options for doing each mission, and I do suggest that you play through at least more than once just to try out each option, or just figure out what works best for you, because the checkpoints are generally pretty good. They start you off pretty much exactly where you want to be, with the exception of the level that I'm actually on right now, where the checkpoint starts you off at the very beginning of the mission until you get about halfway through the mission, which is really annoying. All the abilities are actually really awesome. They're really fun to use. Really, the only ones that I find myself using though is cloaking, because cloaking is the greatest ability ever invented by any game, anywhere, doing anything. You can pretty much just walk through the game. That coupled with a silenced weapon, you're unstoppable. They also have something called an armor mode, which basically means that you move a little bit slower, but you can take a lot more damage, which is really useful when you have to jump off of high roofs, because that actually affects it. If you were to jump off of actually a mission that I'm on right now, I have to jump off of like an overhang type thing, and if I don't activate that maximum armor and I hit the ground, I die. So I mean, it actually does help in doing certain things in the mission. It helps you get to certain objectives quicker, I guess, if you don't want to take the the long route, sneak through and and dispatch enemies one by one. It also comes in handy when you get caught. Like say you're walking, you don't think there's any enemies in the area, and all of a sudden, boom, one just pops up right in front of you, like coming around the corner, and he's just there. You turn on the maximum armor and then just open fire. It doesn't make you invincible, but it does make you a lot stronger than you usually would be. Now me, I'm doing my playthrough on Supersoldier because I'm also doing a segment for my blog called Road to the Plat, which is something that I'm starting where basically I'm going to be describing my run to get a platinum in a game every time I do one. So this one is going to be Crysis. I do plan on platinum in this game. It's not a very hard platinum, it's just a matter of figuring out what to do and how to handle each situation. But that's one of the things that's great about the game. There's really not much else I can say about it, except for that I do recommend this game. It looks amazing. It's not as good looking as Killzone 3, but that's probably the closest thing that it's to. The environments are awesome. The environments, certain missions they're dynamic, and other ones they're not so much. I really wish there was more destructible environments that make the game a little bit more fun, but can't have it all. The AI is actually I wouldn't say pretty smart. The AI has a medium intelligence. They're not geniuses, but they're not dumb at the same time. The aliens are smart. The soldiers, you can't really say the same thing. It does get annoying though, because if you do get seen by one of them, the game doesn't just alert the ones that are around you, it alerts them around you, and then it sends more in. So pretty much the situations that I found myself in before was I had to dispatch 4 enemies. Now I'm walking, my cloak wore off. I was seen. All of a sudden I now have to dispatch 8 enemies that are actively looking for me, which is a lot harder than taking out just 4. So I mean, it makes up for them not being that smart by adding more if they see you. But again, like I said, it's very easy not to be seen as long as you do everything correctly and you know where everything is. Other than that, the single player's been pretty fun. The multiplayer is fun. Like I said, there's all sorts of different modes. There's like a domination type mode, or a capture and defend type mode, I guess that's what it's called. There's 2 deathmatch modes. I haven't really gotten all of them, but I want to say there's also like a capture the flag-ish mode. If you get the limited edition, you automatically start at level 5. You have all the different skill sets unlocked, and all you have to do is just unlock the custom classes, and then you're good to go. The way they balance everything online is pretty unique. With the cloaking, you can't just run around cloaked all the time because your energy wears off a lot quicker than it does the single player. Also, when you fire your gun after you've been cloaked, it sets off a flash. So your screen will flash like you've been hit with like a flashbang. Basically makes it so people can't just run around cloaked and then just all of a sudden bop 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 and bounce. I will say though, online, the maximum armor is useless. because most of the time people will shoot you in the head and it's over. And I've also had a lot of people complain about getting shot 3 or 4 times with maximum armor on and dying when you can get shot 3 or 4 times without maximum armor on and live. So that's something that they probably could fix. But other than that, this game it's a solid game. I recommend buying it. I'm not gonna say I strongly recommend buying it. It's a, like I said, it's a decent game. It's a very good game. If you're into first-person shooters, go for it. If you want to try something new and something with a new sort of gameplay aspect than you're used to in first-person shooters, also go for it, because the Nanosuit actually adds a lot of depth to the game. Yeah, this kind of went on longer than I thought it was going to. I kind of rambled through most of the video. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, Crysis 2 is a solid game. Definitely worth buying. I would say pick it up. It's out now. It's $59, whatever. I mean, trading some games. I actually traded in a bunch of games to get it because I really didn't want to drop $60 on it because I wasn't sure. It's definitely worth it. Like I said before, published by EA, developed by Crytek. Use the CryEngine. I believe it's CryEngine 3. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. It's either CryEngine 3 or CryEngine 2. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But it looks amazing. It plays amazing. It's definitely worth picking up. So, Tony told you. Crysis 2 gets 2 thumbs up in my book. That's pretty much it for this edition of Tony Telling. And enjoy the screenshots I'm going to put up. And have a nice day. Peace.